Be fooled by recent rain. Central Texas still faces a drought and depleting water supplies.
KVUE Defenders have been looking into how communities are addressing water scarcity. As investigative reporter Jenny Lee shows us, more cities are turning to reclaimed water or treated city wastewater to prepare for the future.
In the heart of the country's fastest growing city, you'll often find James Anthony entertaining in Georgetown's town square, singing and playing his guitar.
He was a stranger.
Isn't Anthony's only passion. Conserving water is another.
When it doesn't rain all summer, you start running out of water.
That's what Anthony and others experienced weeks ago when Georgetown struggled with water supply issues. That triggered the western portion of the city into Stage 3 drought restrictions. From mid-July to the end of September, only hand watering was allowed.
People were obviously definitely concerned about it.
City Manager David Morgan says they're taking steps to avoid that situation again. From signing a 2-year agreement with EPCOR to reserve up to 55 million gallons of water from Robertson County, to rehabilitating an existing water treatment plant and building a new one. The latter two projects will eventually add 52 million gallons of water. But as fast as Georgetown is growing, it may not be enough.
The growth of Georgetown is absolutely an impact on our water utility.
The Census Bureau ranks Georgetown as the fastest growing city in the country, with more than 86,500 residents in 2022, up from more than 75,000 people in 2021, about a 14% increase. But Georgetown's water district also serves customers outside city limits, with service extending into Bell and Burnett counties. In all, it has 57,000 service connections. With an average of about 5,000 new connections every year, Morgan says those numbers show why conservation is also necessary.
I think everyone needs to be thinking about how to use water differently.
Especially when 75% of outdoor irrigation comes from drinking water during the summer, when water demand peaks. To relieve some of that demand, the city uses reclaimed water or treated city wastewater for non-drinking purposes. Georgetown is doing that for all 6 of its golf courses, plus some parks and other green spaces.
The city of Georgetown needs your help lowering water use.
The city is using public service announcements to try to get residents to save water. But Morgan knows getting the public's buy-in for another conservation effort may be harder.
And we're doing a wastewater reuse plan right now to treat the water to where it can be potable, so that you can actually put that water directly back into the drinking supply.
The city's long-range plan explores the process of using reclaimed water for drinking purposes. That study is expected to be completed in 2024. Using reclaimed water or reusing water is an idea that's catching on in Central Texas.
The public perception at first was this ick factor, right?
Brandon Pritchett is a utility director for the city of Pflugerville. He says Pflugerville is seriously looking into using reclaimed water for drinking purposes. Pflugerville is already expanding its reclaimed water for non-drinking purposes. He says the big challenge is public perception and education.
They don't realize or understand the technology that goes into this treatment.
Pritchett says what many don't know is that the treatment for turning reclaimed water into drinking water is extensive and, depending on the process, can even exceed drinking water standards. Something else people may not know? You've likely already had treated wastewater.
So the water that we're all drinking has been a wastewater at some point. Or has been classified as a wastewater at some point.
Texas cities like Big Springs and Wichita Falls are already recycling water for drinking purposes. El Paso is next. As for Austin,
that's not in the plan for Austin right now.
Instead, Catherine Jasinski with Austin Water says they're focused on on-site water reuse systems, a system the city's permitting and development center in North Austin is using.
An on-site water reuse system is a system that collects water from buildings.
Water from rain, condensation from air conditioning, and wastewater from within the building is treated and reused for non-drinking purposes, like flushing toilets and irrigation. A new city ordinance will require such systems for developments of 250,000 square feet and larger starting in December.
This building still uses the city's water for drinking and things like the faucets and the drinking fountains, but you don't need to have drinking water, for example, in your toilets and to irrigate the landscape.
All of the easy and cheap ways of getting water are exhausted.
Noelle George with Water Reuse says that's why we're seeing more Texas cities and utilities explore alternative water strategies, and why her group is focused on large-scale water reclamation, because experts like her say it's just too expensive for residential use right now.
She was a dreamer.
Meantime, Anthony hopes water conservation isn't just a dream. Like his music, he hopes the idea will spread.
Together we go, we're around the dime.
For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Jenny Lee.
Thank you, Jenny. Tonight we learned that Austin is actually set to delay implementing those new rules that will require large buildings to have water reuse systems. Now, council members will vote on an extension during tomorrow's city council meeting.